Por el camino del desierto, el viento me despeina, su aroma de colita, no nada de nadie.
Welcome back to another exciting edition of the Pointless Exercise Podcast. It's time for a movie deep dive on The Big Lebowski. But first, support for the Pointless Exercise Podcast, including the movie deep dive, is brought to you by Manscaped. Imagine shaving with a sleek, well-designed, and optimized trimmer that makes shaving time your favorite time in the bathroom. I'm one of the first people to try the new 4.0, and I'm blown away by the performance. The craftsmanship and details on the 4.0 are next level. Mike, did you get yours in the mail?
I got mine today, actually, and here I'm showing. It's an audio-only podcast, but I am showing my Manscaped box here. This thing looks pretty cool. This thing, it actually looks nicer than my car. It's pretty cool.
Well, don't try to drive it.
I won't.
That felt like a proof of life video. Like you should have also had the newspaper and then hold up so I could see that it was actually today's date when it arrived.
We're going to do the Discipio Gender Reveal podcast. It's up right there.
So Manscaped engineered the ultimate groin and body trimmer by focusing on intelligent functionality and an incredibly comfortable grooming experience. The fourth generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents. Oh, I don't even like to think about that. Thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology, I now feel confident shaving my boys. This upgraded trimmer includes a multi-function on-off switch that can engage a travel lock. I don't know if you've tried it yet, but there's a vast number of settings on the power thing. There's on and there's off. Nope,
that's not
two. That's multi. More than one is multi. It also gives you the ability to turn the 4000K LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precise shave. If you get trapped in a well with your shaver, it could save your life. The Lawnmower 4.0 even allows you to customize your trim through additional guard lengths with sizes 1 through 4. And did I mention wireless charging? The new wireless charging system uses electromagnetic induction, which can help battery length last longer. It's not all ball bearings these days. Now it's all magnets. And men, if you've been shaving with the same nut trimmer on your face, you've been doing it wrong. No person wants to end up with pubes in their mouth. It's time to get your own ball, hair, and body trimmer with Manscaped to make me time the best time and enhance your confidence with some nice, smooth boys. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code DIVE. That's DIVE at manscaped.com. Your balls will thank you. Once again, you get 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code DIVE at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. So there you have it. So for people who haven't listened to one of these movie deep dive podcasts, and I can't imagine that there's anybody left who hasn't listened to all of them. Mike Pusateri is not only our Bears expert, he is an actual real life actor and comedian. And we go through some of our favorite movies, and I pretty much make fun of them, and Mike makes fun of them, but Mike will actually tell us important movie-making things. So think of it as, I'm sure you could get college credit, I think, just for listening to these podcasts. Take it up with the registrar at your local college and see. So in addition to this, you can, if you haven't subscribed to the Pointless Exercise podcast, you should. There's other podcasts. There's a Cubs podcast. There's a Remember This Crap podcast. And then there's this. Also, you can, if you don't just like free stuff, you can pay to subscribe to the Pointless Exercise newsletter. And you can follow us at pointlessexercise.com. You can follow me on the Twitters at twitter.com/discipio.com, all spelled out. And Mike, how can the people see your presence on the World Wide Web?
Well, they can see that for free on my website. I do not charge for website visits. At
you should. Everybody's doing it.
MikePusateri.com. The Twitters is at Mike Pusateri, and the Insta, I am Mike Pusateri, and IMDb, Mike Pusateri 2, for those of you keeping track. The one thing I was going to say, Andy, before we get started, next time, have Manscaped send you the long ad copy. So we can really get into the details.
I'm Ron Burgundy. I read whatever they give me. I will read it. Although, actually, there is copy here that it says, do not read. Host to talk about a time when he's hurt his balls while trimming below the belt, or a funny ball trimming story. How has Manscaped helped your confidence? I did not. It said, do not read that. I did not read that. Although I think I just read that.
I think you might have technically, yeah. But who doesn't have a funny ball trimming story?
Yeah, come on.
Everyone's scared with the world.
It's all funny ball trimming stories these days. But that's a different movie. And when we spin, after this one, it could be that one.
It could be that one.
We're getting down pretty low on the joint list.
Yeah. Speaking of joint.
That's quite a transition.
Yeah.
Not the best color man in the business for nothing. So The Big Lebowski, of course, a Coen Brothers movie written by Ethan and Joel Coen. One of my favorite stories about Joel Coen is that, do you know why Bill Murray did the Garfield movies?
Well, I know that he thought he was confused as to what it was. He thought it was a Coen Brothers movie, right?
Because the writer of the first Garfield movie is named Joel Coen.
Right.
It's not this Joel Coen. So he said yes without reading it.
Hilarious.
And then realized that he really liked the check, and he just kept making the Garfield movies.
Nice.
I mean, for me, I think it's probably a top 3 Coen Brothers movie. Up there.
I thought you were going to say a top 3 movie for you, because I feel like you're totally into The Big Lebowski.
I love The Big Lebowski. Absolutely.
Yeah. Right.
Up there with Raising Arizona.
Right.
Fargo.
Right.
And then I like all the funny ones, like Old Country for No Men. Laugh a minute.
That's a very lighthearted movie.
It's just hysterical.
Yeah.
Came out in 1998. Originally, they were going to film this before Fargo, but they had a conflict with John Goodman, who's in lots of Coen Brother movies. Mm-hmm. He couldn't get out of shooting Roseanne, so they went and what else we got in the desk? Let's make this movie called Fargo. We'll get to The Big Lebowski eventually.
Yeah.
And so they did. It just feels like the dude is Jeff Bridges.
Well, it's interesting because normally they do write these characters with people in mind. They wrote Walter with John Goodman in mind and Donnie with Steve Buscemi in mind, but they said they did not have anybody in mind when writing the dude.
Yeah, I think it's because of the dude is based on 2 real people, which is probably why we might as well get into that right now. So the dude is mostly inspired by Jeff Dowd, a film producer and political activist that the brothers met while they were trying to find distribution for their first movie, Blood Simple. He had been a member of the Seattle Seven, which the dude references. He liked to drink White Russians, and he was known as the dude. He was also partly based on a friend of theirs named Peter Exline, who is actually a member of the faculty at USC's School of Cinematic Arts. He was a Vietnam War veteran. He lived in a dump of an apartment and was proud of a little rug that really tied the room together.
Look at that. The movie wrote itself.
One of the best details from this is that at one point his car got impounded by the LAPD, and he had a friend of his help him get it out of impound, and they found an 8th grader's homework under the passenger seat. I don't know if it was Larry Sellers. But
was it about the Louisiana Purchase?
Yeah. Hopefully it got graded a little better than Larry Sellers did.
Yeah, Larry did not do well. Not a great student, Larry.
All right, so the Big Lebowski opens with voiceover. And it's funny, in the script, it says, we hear male voices gently singing Tumbling Tumbleweeds and a deep, affable, Western accented voice. Sam Elliott's, perhaps.
It might be.
Yes. Written in the script before they'd gotten Sam Elliott. They just suggested in the script that would be a good guy to have read their opening. And, of course, he is.
Well, when you're the Coen Brothers, you can pretty much get who you want. That's pretty cool. Yes. Now, Sam Elliott, this is his second. We should probably notify him of this. I'm sure he'll be thrilled. This is his second movie of his that we're doing in a row.
Yeah, there's a few recurring movie deep dive people.
Yes.
It's also Philip Seymour Hoffman, who plays a younger version of Art Howe.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And of course, John Turturro.
Yes.
From Rounders and Jesus in this movie, or the Jesus.
So the movie opens with we're kind of flying. We're following a tumbleweed, and we're kind of floating over L.A. And we eventually find a very well-dressed man wandering through a Ralph's supermarket.
Yes. The dude.
It says, tracking in on a 40-ish man in Bermuda shorts and sunglasses at the dairy case. He is the dude. His rumpled look and relaxed manner suggest a man in whom carelessness runs deep.
Sometimes there's a man, I won't say a hero, because what's a hero? But sometimes there's a man, and I'm talking about the dude here. Sometimes there's a man, well, he's the man for his time and place. He fits right in there. And that's the dude in Los Angeles. And even if he's a lazy man, and the dude was most certainly that, quite possibly the laziest in Los Angeles County, which would place him high in the running for laziest worldwide. But sometimes there's a man. Sometimes there's a man.
And so we see him, and he's on the dairy case, and he's feeling the half and halves to see if they're cold. And then one of them he actually opens right in the store to smell it, which is always good.
Classic.
And half by writing a check.
Yes.
For 69 cents.
Right.
And one of the things they pointed out is that because you can hear George H.W. Bush giving a speech, they can actually tell what date this would be. And the dude writes the check for a year and a month later. He post-dates a check by a year for 69 cents.
Now, here's something else I'll add to that. Did you notice the date he puts on the check?
September 11th.
September 11th. September 11th, 1991, 10 years prior to the day of September 11, and followed immediately by Poppy Bush on television.
So you're saying that the Big Lebowski predicted the events of 9/11.
I'm saying Nostradamus himself could not have been more clear than the dude was in this prediction.
One of my favorite things about this is you can get the script, you can get it online. And not much changes. The script is basically what you see in the movie, except there are a few notable exceptions. And one of them is in this first scene where after he pays for the half and half, the next scene was supposed to be him walking through the parking lot with a bag boy carrying a bag with just the half and half in it to his car for him. And the dude's first line in the movie was supposed to be, "It's the LeBaron." And I don't know if they cut it out because the car in the movie is not a LeBaron. It's a Grand Torino, or maybe it's just a Torino. I guess it's a Ford Torino. It's not even a Grand Torino. It's a Torino.
Right.
They couldn't use the LeBaron because John Goodman was too big to get in and out of the LeBaron that they had picked out for it. So they went up a size in the car.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. I like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
We see him go home, and he turns on the light, and he is immediately grabbed from behind and shoved through his house into the bathroom, face first, into the toilet.
Talk about just starting the movie off with a bang. I hope that I never have to act in something where I'm required to have my face thrown into a toilet, because I always wonder, is that a real? That's a real toilet. How clean is that?
Well,
I know people clean that, but I'm not digging that.
Well, the tragedy of it all is that the half and half does not survive.
No,
it gets blasted all over the toilet too. So even his trip to Ralph's was for naught, because he doesn't even have the half and half anymore.
There's 69 cents down the drain.
So there's two guys. One guy who is simply credited as originally in the movie Blonde, and then later he gets upgraded to Blonde Treehorn Thug.
That's good.
And then the other guy is Woo. Well, the Blonde Treehorn Thug says, "We want that money, Lebowski. Bunny said you were good for it. Where's the money, Lebowski?" And he keeps shoving Lebowski's head into the toilet, and he asks him a question, then he shoves him in again so that the dude cannot actually respond. Where's the money, Lebowski? Where's the fucking money, shithead? At that point, he finally has the dude out of it, and the dude has the great line, which ends up being his first line in the movie because they didn't shoot the scene with the bag boy.
It's down there somewhere. Let me take another look.
Don't fuck with us.
The blonde guy says, "You see what happens? You see what happens, Lebowski?" And the dude says, "Look, nobody calls me Lebowski. You got the wrong guy. I'm the dude. Your name is Lebowski. Your wife is Bunny." He goes, "Bunny, look, moron." He holds up his hands. "You see a wedding ring? Does this place look like I'm fucking married?" And then the dude says, "The toilet seat is up." In the script, he said, "All my plants are dead." So there might be the one time they let Jeff Bridges ad-lib.
Okay, all right.
The blonde guy, Wu has not unzipped his pants yet. The blonde guy holds up a bowling ball and goes, "The fuck is this?" Which the dude says, "Obviously, you're not a golfer."
Great line.
Blind man drops the ball and pulverizes some more tiles. Then the Chinese man has unzipped his pants. The blonde guy goes, starts to look around and goes, "Wasn't this guy supposed to be a millionaire?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "What do you think?" He goes, "He looks like a fucking loser." And then he pees on the rug, to which dude says, "Hey, at least I'm housebroken."
So one of the things that we do in these podcasts is kind of point out things that maybe don't make the most amount of sense in a film. And you would think these guys showing up at this apartment that something might go off. Hey, maybe this isn't the exact Lebowski we're looking for.
These are not the smartest guys.
No.
I mean, the Ricketts family owns a baseball team. Weird stuff happens.
They do.
We go to the bowling alley, and we join them in mid-conversation. And there's three guys there. There's the dude. There's his friend Walter Sobchak, played by John Goodman. And then there's Donnie, played by Steve Buscemi. And right away, they set up one of the great running jokes in the entire movie is that Donnie's always just a little bit behind and never quite knows what they're talking about. So while they're talking, he's bowling.
This was
Yeah, man, it really tied the room together.
this was a valued.
Yeah.
Tied the room together, dude?
My rug.
Were you listening to the dude's story, Donnie?
Walter.
Were you listening to the dude's story?
I was bowling.
So you have no frame of reference here, Donnie. You're like a child who wanders into the middle of a movie and wants to know.
Walter, what's the point, man?
There's no reason. Here's my point, dude. There's no fucking reason why these.
Yeah, Walter, what's your point?
Huh?
Walter, what is the point? Look, we all know who is at fault here. What the fuck are you talking about?
Huh? No, what the fuck are you? I'm not. We're talking about unchecked aggression here,
What the
dude.
fuck is he talking
My
about?
rug.
Forget it, Donnie. You're out of your element.
Walter, the Chinaman who peed on my rug, I can't go give him a bill. So what the fuck are you talking about?
What the fuck are you talking about? The Chinaman is not the issue here, dude. I'm talking about drawing a line in the sand, dude. Across this line, you do not. Also, dude, Chinaman is not the preferred nomenclature. Asian American, please.
Walter, this isn't a guy who built the railroads here. This is a guy.
What the fuck are you
Walter, he peed on my rug.
He peed on the dude's rug.
Donnie, you're out of your element. Dude, the Chinaman is not the issue here.
So who?
Jeff Lebowski, the other Jeffrey Lebowski, the millionaire.
That's fucking interesting, man. That's fucking interesting.
We see the dude walking through a opulent home.
Dude.
Actually, we don't see him. We immediately think it starts with him like looking at the wall of plaques and honors. Mm-hmm. There's a young man who's walking him through it, and it just happens to be Philip Seymour Hoffman.
The great Philip Seymour Hoffman. Now, here's another question for you. How does he get an audience with the Big Lebowski? I can't see how he would get past Brandt. Brandt must not be doing his job too
No,
well.
he can't be very good at it.
No.
As he knows nothing about the other Lebowski.
Right.
He's looking at the pictures, and it's a picture of Mr. Lebowski and Nancy Reagan.
Right.
And the dude goes, "Is that Lebowski on the left?" He's handicapped, huh? Mr. Lebowski is disabled, yes. And this picture was taken when Mrs. Reagan was First Lady of the nation.
Yes, he stresses that.
Yes, not of California.
Not of California.
He's like, far out. He finally gets to sit down with the other Lebowski, who does not seem all that enthused that he's talking to the dude. Probably once he got a good look at him.
Now, the Big Lebowski is the great David Huddleston,
Mm-hmm.
known probably best for Blazing Saddles. Classic.
Where he has the famous line, after Gabby Johnston comes up and does the... Oh, there it is, that authentic frontier gibberish.
And evidently, they did you know they were like trying to get Marlon Brando to do this. Mm-hmm. There were quite a few actors they were trying to get to do this, and but David Huddleston is a fantastic Big Lebowski.
Yes,
you gotta love him as Big Lebowski.
I'll say it again. You told Brandt on the phone. He told me. I know what happened. Yes.
Oh, so you know that they were trying to piss on your rug?
Did I urinate on your rug?
You mean, did you personally come and pee on my rug?
Hello. Do you speak English, sir? Parla usted inglés? I'll ask you again. Did I urinate on your rug?
No, like I said, woo or peed on my rug.
I just want to understand this, sir. Every time a rug is micturated upon in this fair city, I have to compensate the person.
Come on, man. I'm not trying to scam anybody here. I'm just...
You're just looking for a handout like every other... Are you employed, Mr. Lebowski?
Well, wait, let me explain something to you. I am not Mr. Lebowski. You're Mr. Lebowski. I'm the dude. So that's what you call me, that or his dudeness or duder or, El Duderino if you're not into the whole brevity thing.
Are you employed, sir?
Employed?
You don't go out looking for a job dressed like that, do you? On a weekday?
What day is this?
And then as he's really getting lectured, there's a great thing where he just kind of kicks back and starts fishing around in his cardigan pocket for his sunglasses. And he just puts them on. He's done.
Yeah, he's checked out.
And then the door slams behind the dude. And Brandt asks him how the meeting was. And the dude's like, okay, the old man told me to take any rug in the house. Now, one thing I thought, maybe on subsequent viewings, it's very interesting that when Lebowski says the thing about a Chinaman took my legs, it really felt like at some point Lebowski would be like, that's not the preferred nomenclature.
Right.
It's Asian American. Because one of the things that happens in this movie, especially with him, is he repeats things that other people have just told him.
Right.
It kind of recurs over and over again.
Right.
There's the line in the sand thing. There's a whole bunch of them. And it seemed like we were headed to one right away, and they didn't do it. The next shot then is Brandt and Lebowski walking outside, and there's somebody who works in the house has a rolled up carpet on his shoulder, and they're going to go load it into the dude's car, which in the script is the dude tells him it's the LeBaron, but we know it's
not the LeBaron.
As he walks by, he sees an attractive young lady painting her toenails on a lawn chair. And that young lady's name is? Tara Reid.
That's right.
Well, Bunny Lebowski, I guess.
Yes, very good.
Blow on them.
Huh?
Go ahead. Blow.
You want me to blow on your toes?
Uh-huh. I can't blow that far.
Are you sure he won't mind?
Louis doesn't care about anything. He's a nihilist.
Oh, that must be exhausting.
You're not blowing.
Our guest has to be getting along, Mrs. Lebowski.
Oh, you're Bunny.
$100,000.
Wonderful woman. We're all very fond of her, very free-spirited.
Brand can't watch, though, or he has to pay $100.
That's marvelous.
I'm just gonna go find a cash machine.
And then he looks over his shoulder and he sees a man passed out in an inflatable chair in the pool. And he's like, "You're sure he won't mind?" Now, in the movie, this is Uli, also the great Carl Hungus.
Yeah.
But in the script, he's Dieter. Don't know why they had to change Dieter to Uli.
Okay.
But they did.
That's the great Peter Stormare.
Stormare, yeah.
Stormare.
Who has made a career out of playing crazy Russians, including one in Armageddon with Steve Buscemi. But in this, he gets to play a crazy German nihilist.
Well, and let us not forget Fargo, where he's feeding the wood chipper.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Back to the bowling alley. We do that a lot.
Yep, a lot of bowling. This is what every movie of ours that is all sports movie.
Yeah, yeah, and this is one of the finest bowling movies ever made, I think.
It's this and Kingpin, I would say.
Dude walks in, Donnie's already there. It's the first time we see or we notice that Donnie is wearing a bowling shirt that doesn't have his name on it. It has somebody else's name. I think this one's EC. I didn't write them all down, but he wears several bowling shirts in the movie, and none of them ever say Donnie. They're always somebody else's. And then the dude wears one towards the end of the movie, and it doesn't have his name on it either.
Yeah, it says Art, I think, right?
Walter comes in, and he's got a big leather satchel in one hand and a large plastic carrier in the other.
First of all, dude, you don't have an ex. Secondly, this is a fucking show dog with fucking papers. You can't board it. It gets upset. Its hair falls out.
Walter.
Fucking dog has fucking papers. Over the line!
Huh?
I'm sorry, Smokey. You were over the line. That's a foul.
Bullshit. Mark at 8, dude.
Excuse me. Mark at 0. Next frame.
Bullshit, Walter. Mark at 8, dude.
Smokey, this is not Nam. This is bowling. There are rules.
Hey, Walter, come on. It's just, hey, man, it's Smokey. So his toe slipped over a little, you know? It's just a game, man.
This is a league game. This determines who enters the next round robin. Am I wrong?
Yeah, but I wasn't...
Am I wrong?
Yeah, but I wasn't over. Give me the marker, dude. I'm marking an 8.
Smokey, my friend, you're entering a world of pain.
Walter, man.
You mark that frame an 8, you're entering a world of pain.
I'm not...
A world of pain.
Look, dude, this is your partner.
Is the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules? Mark at 0.
They're calling the cops, man. Put the piece away.
Mark at 0.
Walter, put the piece away.
Walter?
You think I'm fucking around here? Mark at 0.
All right, it's fucking 0. You happy, you crazy fuck?
It's a league game, Smokey.
This is a league game, Smokey. And do you know who's playing Smokey?
I do not.
One of 3 prominent musicians in the movie. This would be Jimmy Dale Gilmore is playing Smokey. We'll also see Flea, of course. He's one of the nihilists. And then Amy Mann plays one of the nihilist girlfriends. But Jimmy Dale's the most prominent one. Jimmy Dale has said that over the course of his life since the movie, he's been asked at least 100 times by people if he was over the line. He says he doesn't know.
He doesn't know. Okay, good. Love that.
One of the things I really like is after this scene ends, the dude and Walter get in dude's car, and they're just kind of having a calm discussion, and you hear all these police sirens. Mm-hmm. And then you hear the doors to the police cars close and cops run into the bowling alley. They're clearly responding to Walter pulling the gun on Smokey.
Right.
And there's the dude and Walter sitting in the car, and they don't have a care in the world.
No.
They just don't care.
Not a care, not a clue.
Next scene after that, dude goes home again. And he's laying on his nice big Persian rug. But while he's laying there, he gets 4 voicemails. Or, I guess not voicemails. He gets answering machine, has 4 messages on it.
Right, answering machine, yeah.
Yes, because you hear the clicks and the word.
Dude, this is Smokey. Look, I don't want to be a hard-on about this, and I know it wasn't your fault, but I just thought it was fair to tell you that Gilbert and I will be submitting this to the league and asking them to set aside the round. I don't know, maybe forfeit it to us. So, like I say, just thought, fair warning. Tell Walter. I'm sorry.
Mr. Lebowski, this is Brand at Mr. Lebowski's office. Please call us as soon as it's convenient.
Mr. Lebowski, this is Mel Selinger of the Southern Cal Bowling League. I just got an informal report that a member of your team, Walter Sobchak, drew a firearm during league play. If this is true, of course, it contravenes a number of the league's bylaws and also Article 27 of the league.
Doorbell rings. Swings open. There's a guy there, and first you think it's just like one of his neighbors has stopped by to tell him the good news that he finally has a venue for his interpretive dance.
Yeah.
And it's Tuesday night.
His dance quintet,
yes.
I believe he calls it. Right.
Yes, performing my dance quintet, my cycle, at Crane Jackson's Fountain Street Theater on Tuesday night. I'd love it if you'd come and give me notes. Dude, of course, drinking a White Russian. He takes a swig of that. It's like, sure, Alan, I'll be there. And then, actually, it's Alan in the script, but I forget what the guy's name is in the movie. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, I don't think it's
So he's like, dude, tomorrow's already the 10th. Oh, yeah, I know. Okay.
Far out.
Just slipped the rent under the door. Oh, yeah, okay. So we don't know how long it's been since the dude paid rent, but it's been a while.
We do not have any kind of definable source of income for the dude.
No. He's post-dating checks for half and half.
Although I did read that there was at one point, it is never revealed in the movie, but at one point there was a consideration that he was an heir to the Rubik's Cube fortune. Which would have been very dude. Very, very dude.
He closes the door and he gets another voice. He had another beep. And he's like, Mr. Lebowski, Brant again, please do call us when you get this, and I'll send the limo. Let me assure you, I hope you're not avoiding this call because of the rug, which I assure you is not a problem. We need your help, and, we would very much like to see you. Thank you. It's Brant. So the next shot is Brant very nervously walking the dude down the hallway again. And he's like, we've had some terrible news. Mr. Lebowski's in seclusion in the West Wing.
Yes. And speaking of the West Wing, when the dude was making the White Russian, there's a picture of Nixon bowling.
Yes. Yes, there is.
It seemed the bowling I get, but Nixon bowling?
Nixon had the bowling alley put in the basement of the White House.
I knew that.
Yeah.
But you would not clock the dude as being a Nixon fan.
I would think his meant to be ironic.
Yes. Very ironic.
Yes.
The dude does irony?
It would be like somebody having a picture of Donald Trump like doing a push-up or something.
Eating a vegetable.
Yeah.
Right.
Funny. I can look back on a life of achievement, challenges met, competitors bested, obstacles overcome. I've accomplished more than most men, and without the use of my legs. What makes a man, Mr. Lebowski?
Dude.
Huh?
I don't know, sir.
Is it being prepared to do the right thing? Whatever the cost. Isn't that what makes a man?
Sure, that and a pair of testicles.
You're joking, but perhaps you're right.
You mind if I do it, Jay?
Bunny.
Excuse me?
Bunny Lebowski. She is the light of my life. Are you surprised at my tears, sir?
You fucking A.
Strong men also cry. Strong men also cry.
That and a pair of testicles.
And then,
which, by the way,
he talks about the Lawnmower 4.0 from Manscaped. You could hear it buzzing in the background.
There we go.
Mr. Lebowski is prepared to make a generous offer to you to act as courier once we get instructions for the money.
What do you mean, man?
He believes the culprits might be the very people who soiled your rug, and you're in a unique position to confirm or disconfirm that suspicion.
He thinks the carpet pizzers did this?
Well, dude, we just don't know.
Dude was rightly suspicious of why they wanted him, but then just kind of immediately dropped it. It just seemed to make perfect sense to him.
Well, they gave him an answer. Yeah. Right.
Back to the bowling alley again.
Always the bowling alley.
What it says in the notes here. We're looking across the length of the bowling alley at a tall, thin Hispanic bowler displaying perfect form. He wears an all-in-one Dacron polyester stretch bowling outfit with a racing stripe down each side. The dude sitting next to Walter on the molded plastic chairs, the dude is staring off towards the bowler.
Fucking Santana. That creep can roll, man.
Yeah, but he's a pervert, dude.
Yeah.
No. He's a sex offender with a record. He did 6 months of Chino for exposing himself to an 8-year-old.
Huh.
When he moved to Hollywood, he had to go door to door to tell everyone he was a pederast.
What's a pederast, Walter?
Shut the fuck up, Donnie. So, how much they give you?
20 grand, man. And, of course, I still get to keep the rug.
Just for making the handoff?
Yeah. They gave dude a beeper. Also, whenever these guys call...
What if it's during a game?
Oh, I told them if it was during league play.
What's during league play?
Life does not stop and start at your convenience, you miserable piece of shit.
I figure...
What's wrong with Walter, dude?
I figure it's easy money, It's all pretty harmless. She probably kidnapped herself.
This movie's really handy if you have a person in your life named Donnie.
Yeah, shut the fuck up,
you just go, shut the fuck up, Donnie. What are you doing? No, I'm just quoting the movie, man. It's cool. I'm just quoting the movie. How many shut the fuck up Donnies are there in the movie? Is anybody? Do we know that somebody must have counted that?
Yeah, I think I did. There's like 240
dudes. Fucks. Oh, fucks. Okay, they're going to say dudes.
There's a lot of dudes. I think I do have the stat at the end on those. Actually, I know I have the stat on how many times the dude says man.
Okay.
And it's like almost, it's like 1.5 times a minute in the movie.
Nice.
So that's pretty good.
Nice.
And Donnie, of course, has been staring at Quintana, so he's not paying attention. He's like, if what's during league play? And this is one thing I've used this line many times in my life. Walter, life does not stop and start at your convenience, you miserable piece of shit. But about this time, you hear another voice go, are you ready to be fucked, man? And they look up.
That is the voice of John Turturro.
As Quintana.
Are you ready to be fucked, man? I see you roll your way into the semis. Dios mío, man. Liam and me, we're gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Let me tell you something, pendejo. You pull any of your crazy shit with us, you flash a piece out on the lanes, I'll take it away from you and stick it up your ass and pull the fucking trigger till it goes click.
Jesus.
You said it, man. Nobody fucks with the Jesus.
Eight-year-olds, dude.
Well, we're back at Dude's bungalow again, and he's laying on the rug. Now he's got the Walkman on. And you can see the case, and it says, Venice Beach League Playoffs, 1987.
There you go.
So he's got his eyes closed. He's listening to bowling balls gently rolling down the lane. And he opens his eyes, and he sees a woman looming over him, and there's a man in paint-splattered denim, and he stoops and swings something towards him and hits him right in the face. Yep. Knocks him out. So then we get the first of two, I don't know, they're not dream sequences. I guess this would be like a concussion event that the dude is having.
A concussion protocol for the dude. Yeah, they're these weird psychedelic sort of stoner sequences.
Yes, they both involve Maud.
Right.
But he doesn't even know Maud yet. And in this one, He sees her on a magic carpet, but only from the back because he doesn't know what she looks like.
Right. They're flying over Los Angeles.
Yeah. And he's flying along, and he's got his arms out like Superman. He's got a bowling ball in one hand, and he's just going along. And he looks, when he sees the bowling ball, he realizes he's holding it, and then it weighs him down, and he starts to plummet.
Rude awakening.
To roll over. His head is now resting on the hardwood floor. There's no rug. He's like, oh, man. And his beeper is going off. Brant is very excited. It's like they called about 80 minutes ago. They want you to take the money and drive north on the 405.
Here's the money. And the phone. Please, dude, follow whatever instructions they give. All right. Her life is in your hands.
Man, don't say
Mr. Lebowski asked me to repeat that. Her life is in your hands. Her life is in your hands, dude. And report back to us as soon as it's done.
So we see dude, and he's in his car. He stops, and Walter approaches the car, opens the driver's side door, hands the dude a very disheveled briefcase, suitcase kind of thing.
The ringer.
Yeah, take the ringer, I'll drive, and shoves him across the car. Like, the what? The ringer, dude. Have they called yet? And the dude opens up the briefcase, and he's looking through it. He's like, what the hell is this? And Walter's like, my dirty undies. Laundry, dude. The whites. It's like, oh. It's like, Walter, is there a reason you brought your dirty undies?
Talk about a mental image, by the way.
That's right, dude. The weight. The ringer can't look empty.
Right.
What the fuck you thinking, man?
You're right, dude. I got to thinking, why should we settle for a measly fucking 20 grand?
What the fuck we? You said you just wanted to come along.
My point, dude, is why should we settle for 20 grand when we can keep the entire million? Am I wrong?
Yes, you're wrong. This isn't a fucking game, man.
Oh, but it is a game. You said so yourself. She kidnapped herself.
I said I thought... Dude here.
Who is this?
Dude, the bag man. Man, where do you want us to go?
Us?
Shit! Yeah, me and the driver. I'm not handling the money, driving the car, and talking on the phone all by myself.
Shut the fuck up!
Dude, are you fucking this up?
Who is that?
That is the driver. I told you.
And then a dial tone, which, do you get a dial tone on a cell phone?
I don't think you do. No, but it's a portable phone, whatever that is.
Well, that's true. 1998. Maybe you did.
Right.
My brother had one of those bag phones, and the way that the billing worked was anytime any call that he took started at $1.
Uh-huh.
And one of his friends would call him, he'd answer it, and the friend would go $1 and hang up.
Oh,
nice.
evil bastard. Pretty funny though.
You fucked it up. Her life was in our hands, man.
Easy, dude.
We're screwed now. We don't get shit. They're gonna kill her. We're fucked, Walter.
Nothing is fucked, dude. Come on. You're being very undude. They'll call back. Look, she kidnapped her. You see? Nothing's fucked here, dude. Nothing is fucked. They're a bunch of fucking amateurs.
Hey, Walter, will you just shut the fuck up? Don't say people. I'm doing business here, man.
Okay, dude. Do it your way. But they're amateurs.
Dude.
Okay, we proceed, but only if there's no funny stuff.
Yeah.
So no funny stuff, okay?
Hey, just tell me where the fuck you want us to go.
Walter's like, what'd he say? Where's the handoff? It's like, there is no fucking handoff, Walter. It's a wooden bridge. We throw the money out of the car. Walter stares dumbly for a beat and says, we can't do that, dude. That fucks up our plan. We'll call him up and explain it to him, Walter. Your plan is so fucking simple. I'm sure they're going to fucking understand it. That's the beauty of it, Walter. Walter's like, wooden bridge, huh? He's like, I'm throwing the money, Walter. We're not fucking around. Well, and Walter says, bridge is coming up. Give me the ringer, dude. Chop, chop. Dude's like, fuck that. I love you, Walter. But sooner or later, you're going to have to face the fact that you're a goddamn moron. Okay, dude, no time to argue. Here's the bridge. So there's like a big bump, and then the ringer goes flying out of the car. And then there was a note that I read about this that just seems ridiculous to me. They said the stuntman was having a hard time.
I know what you're going to say here, yeah.
Throwing it out of the car. So they did it backwards? where they threw it to him. How is that easier? How is it easier to have the guy catch something while he's driving than it is to have him throw it while he's driving?
Yeah. I don't know. I guess he does. He doesn't. We don't actually see him catching it. I guess maybe that's how.
So did he not bother to catch it? They just threw it towards the car, so then they could shoot the arc of it flying over the car.
Right, and then they ran. Yeah, so they ran it backwards in the movie, so it looked like it was coming out of the car when really it was going towards the car.
But then we find out that Walter's plan is just about to kick in, because now he tells the dude, "You take the wheel. At 15 mph, I roll out. I double back, grab one of them, and beat the hell out of it. Give me the Uzi." Like the Uzi? And he'd gotten in the car with two things, the big leather satchel and then this big thing wrapped in like paper. And it turns out that's what it was. So Walter goes, 15, this is it. Let's take the hill. And Walter rolls out with his parcel, giving a loud grunt as he hits the pavement. The car swerves and lurches, and the dude cursing takes the wheel. Walter tumbles onto the shoulder, and the gun begins to fire, tearing through the wrapping paper, shooting the car and everything else.
Right.
Car clunks and screams into a skid. The dude is thrown forward as the car hits him. Dude struggles out holding the satchel of money. The front of the car is crumpled into a tree. Her body saps back to the left where the rear wheel has been shot out. Walter is just rising from the ground, massaging an injured knee. And
fuck it, dude. Let's go bold.
This whole next segment is so they go back to the bowling alley and you just see the dude sitting by himself on like the back bench. He's not even sitting up like around the table, right. And he's holding the phone and it's just ringing. Are we to believe they haven't opened the briefcase?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
they just assume they have $1 million. I
think so, right.
But they won't open the briefcase.
Right.
Well, it's like, who's got a fucking $1 million parked in the trunk of our car out here? Dude, was our car, Walter? Well, there's like, and what do they got, dude? My dirty undies, my fucking whites.
Yeah.
I say, where is the car? The three bowlers stop at the edge of the lot, stare out at an empty parking space. Donnie's like, where's your undies, Walter? And
car's gone.
Well, we were in a handicap spot. It was probably towed. It's been stolen, Walter. You know it's been stolen. Well, certainly that's a possibility, dude. Okay. And then the dude starts to walk away, and the phone's ringing again.
Where you going, dude?
Going home, Donnie.
Phone's ringing, dude.
Thank you, Donnie.
That might be, but I think that's my favorite part of the movie right there.
Thank you, Donnie.
The phone's been ringing for an hour and a half. Phone's ringing, dude. Thank you, Donnie.
Now we're back in Dude's house again. He's still holding the phone.
Yeah.
And he's sitting he's moping in his chair. And there's two cops sitting there taking his statement.
Yep.
About the stolen car.
Green, some brown rust coloration.
And was there anything of value in the car?
Oh, yeah. Tape deck, some Creedence tapes, and there was my briefcase.
In the briefcase?
Papers, just papers, my papers, business papers.
And what do you do, sir?
I'm unemployed. My rug was also stolen.
Your rug was in the car?
No, here.
Separate incidents.
The home phone rings, And then from the
answering machine.
The answering machine, you hear a woman's voice, and Mr. Lebowski, I'd like to see you. Call me when you get home, and I'll send a car for you. My name is Maud Lebowski. I'm the woman who took the rug. She hangs up, and the older cop goes, well, I guess we can close the file on that one.
Then we see one of the great entrances, although in movie history.
Yeah. So the dude is kind of aimlessly walking down this hall.
Yeah.
And he looks down, and you can't tell what it is. It's just like some kind of goo on the floor in front of him. And you hear this weird noise.
Yes.
And over the top, all of a sudden comes flying this naked woman holding two paintbrushes, like just kind of randomly like swishing them around in front of her.
It's the spectacular Julianne Moore, ass naked on a flying harness.
So yeah, she gets to the end, and she has two guys that have to help her out of the harness.
Right.
And when she turns around, she's naked. And she's like, does the female form make you uncomfortable, Mr. Lebowski?
Right, but let me explain something about the rug.
Do you like sex, Mr. Lebowski?
Excuse me?
Sex, the physical act of love. Coitus. Do you like it?
I was talking about my rug.
You're not interested in sex?
You mean coitus?
I like it too. It's a male myth about feminists that we hate sex. It can be a natural, zesty enterprise. However, there are some people, it is called satyriasis in men, nymphomania in women, who engage in it compulsively and without joy.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes, Mr. Lebowski. These unfortunate souls cannot love in the true sense of the word. Our mutual acquaintance, Bunny, is one of these.
Sorry if your stepmother is a nympho, but, I don't see what this has to do with, you have any Kahlua?
Take a look at this, sir.
Oh, I know that guy. Yeah, he's a nihilist. Carl Hungus.
The dispatcher says there's something wrong with deine Kabel.
Yeah, come on in. I'm not really sure exactly what's really wrong with the cable.
That's why they sent me. I am an expert.
The TV's in here.
You recognize her, of course.
Weigh my tools.
Oh, that's my friend Sherry. She just came over to use the shower.
The story is ludicrous.
My name is Karl. Ich bin expert.
You must be here to fix the cable.
Lord, you can imagine where it goes from here.
He fixes the cable?
Don't be.
And we get to see one of the great fictional pornos of all time.
Yes, log jamming.
Jackie Treehorn presents Carl Hungus and Bunny La Jolla in Log Jammin'. And she goes, this is my friend Sherry. She just came over to use the shower. And so we just see Sherry walks in. She's just completely naked. Do you know who Sherry is?
The actress?
Yes.
I have no idea.
Her name is Asia Carrera. She was in some real movies. She was also in some many adult movies. Looking at her, would you suspect that she was in Mensa?
Well, that's probably not.
She is.
Very good. Okay.
She's in Mensa. There you go. There's if you have no other facts you learned from this, it's that the naked girl in Log Jammin' in real life is in Mensa.
Very nice. I like it. Okay, cool.
Maud basically makes the dude the offer that, or if it tells him that the money was not her father's to give. The father doesn't have any money. The foundation has money. So the $1 million actually has come out of the foundation, and he doesn't have the authority to give it away. And if the dude can recover it, she will give him 10%.
100,000?
10% of But doesn't he doesn't think it's that much, right? At the beginning, he's like, I guess he goes 100. She goes 1,000.
Right.
So I guess he knew it was 100,000.
That's just like clams, simoleons,
bones or clams, whatever you call them.
Right.
He's like, yeah, but what about your rug? Yes. Well, with that money, you can buy any number of rugs that don't have sentimental value for me. She goes, and I'm sorry about that crack on the jaw. And the dude's holding his jaw, and she's like, she hands him a piece. She's writing something down. She hands him a piece of paper.
And I am sorry about that crack on the jaw.
Oh, that's fine. That doesn't even...
Here's the name and number of a doctor who will look at it for you. You will receive no bill. He's a good man and thorough.
That's thoughtful, but...
Please see him, Jeffrey. He's a good man and thorough.
And what she says, and thorough.
And thorough.
And thorough. We find out how thorough he is later.
So now dude's in a limo. And you know who the limo driver is?
Dom Herrera.
Yes, the comedian Dom Herrera.
The great Dom Herrera.
Do you think he made up the joke that he tells? He's telling it as they cut to the car. Is it a Dom Herrera joke or was it in the script?
So I think the easy answer is to say that's a Dom Herrera joke, but I'm going to say no, that was in the script.
Here's what it says in the script.
Okay.
So he says, my son can't hold a job, my daughter's married to a fucking loser, and I got a rash on my ass so bad I can hardly sit down. But you know me, I can't complain. So yes, it was in the script. Dude, fucking A, man, I got a rash. Fucking A, man, I got to tell you, Tony. And he's drinking another White Russian in the back of the car.
Yeah, no, I was confused. So, I mean, he and Dom know each other. It seems like they have quite a relationship together. Like he's been driving him for years.
Yeah, they just met and they're already best friends.
Right, already best friends here, huh?
But the limo driver, as he pulls in, it was home sweet home, Mr. L. He goes, who's your friend in the Volkswagen? Yeah. And you see a blue Volkswagen Beetle that's parked conspicuously behind them up the street.
Not exactly incognito.
Yeah. He goes, he followed us here. The dude turns to take a look, and the bug is pulled over, and you can see a fat man sitting in the car. The dude scowls, and he starts to go, when did he? The door opens up, and the dude is grabbed from behind, muscled away by another chauffeur who throws him into a different limo. So he gets kidnapped from one limo and thrown into another.
There's a beverage here, man.
Yeah. It's like, into the limo, you son of a bitch. No arguments. Fuck, man, there's a beverage here. Gets thrown into the car, and he's now he's facing the back. And in the seats are Jeffrey Lebowski and Brandt.
Into the limo, you son of a bitch. No argument.
Hey, careful, man. There's a beverage here, huh?
Start talking and talk fast, you lousy bum.
We've been frantically trying to reach you, dude.
Where is my goddamn money, you bum?
Well, I don't...
They did not receive the money, you nitwit! They did not receive the money! Her life was in your hands!
This is our concern, dude.
No, man, nothing is fucked here.
Nothing is fucked?
No, man.
The goddamn plane has crashed into the mountain!
No, man, come on. Who are you going to believe? Those guys are... We dropped off the damn money.
We?
The royal we. You know, the editorial, I dropped off the money exactly as per... Look, man, I've got certain information, all right? Certain things have come to light, and... You know, has it ever occurred to you that instead of... running around blaming me, given the nature of all this new shit, this could be a lot more complex. I mean, it might not be just such a simple,
What in God's holy name are you blathering about?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm blathering about. I've got information, man. New shit has come to light. And shit, man... She kidnapped herself. Well, sure, man. Look at it. A young trophy wife in the parlance of our times, She owes money all over town, including to known pornographers. And that's cool. That's cool. I'm saying she needs money, man. And, of course, they're going to say they didn't get it. Because she wants more. Man, she's got to feed the monkey. I mean, hasn't that ever occurred to you, man? Sir?
No, Mr. Lebowski, it had not occurred to me.
That had not occurred to us, dude.
Well, okay, you guys aren't privy to all the new shit, so, but... Hey, that's what you pay me for. Speaking of which, Do you think that you could give me my $20,000 in cash? My concern is, and I've got to check it with my accountant, but that this might bump me up into a higher tax.
Grant, give him the envelope.
Brant, give him the envelope. Well, okay, if you've already made out a check. Brant hands him an envelope. We received it this morning. He opens it up, and there's something wrapped in cotton.
All right.
Lebowski says, since you have failed to achieve, even in the modest task that was your charge, since you have stolen my money, and since you have unrepentantly betrayed my trust, the dude continues to unwrap the cotton, and there's a toe with green nail polish on it.
Yeah, right.
I have no choice but to tell these bums that they should do whatever is necessary to recover their money from you, Jeffrey Lebowski. And with Brant as my witness, tell you this. Any further harm visited upon Bunny shall be visited tenfold upon your head. By God, sir, I will not abide another toe. So now we're at a coffee shop.
Yeah, right, with Walter.
So I'm reading this. The coffee shop is also in another movie. Kind of ties in with a previous movie that we've done.
When I was seeing that coffee shop, and I was trying to figure out where that was in L.A., and I could not quite picture it, couldn't come up with where it was.
The coffee shop also appears in the movie American History X with Ed Norton, who of course was filming that in between his scenes in Rounders. It's sitting in the coffee shop are Walter and the dude, and they're talking about the toe. Walter's like, that wasn't her toe. Well, whose toe was it, Walter? How the fuck should I know? I do know nothing about it. It indicates the nail polish, Walter. Fine, dude. It's impossible to get some nail polish applied to someone else's toe. Someone else's? Where the fuck are they going to... You want a toe? I can get you a toe. Believe me. There are ways, dude. You don't want to know about it. Believe me. But, Walter, I'll get you a toe by this afternoon with nail polish. These fucking amateurs. I remember when I saw this in the theater. I don't know that I've laughed harder. I think the two of the scenes I've laughed the hardest at in a movie theater were this one, and then in Raising Arizona during the car chase when the windshield gets shot out of the truck and the driver thinks he's going to crash and slams on the brakes, and Nicolas Cage goes through the windshield. There's no windshield there. His body just like flumps out. Well, this one. So the dude is sitting in his bathtub. Both Coen Brothers movies, by the way. And he is... He's got the little tiny end of a joint left. He's actually got it, and it's probably not a roach. I'm sure it's that. The dude has this weird way of like pulling his hair back, where he takes like a woman's barrette, but only does one side of his hair. Right, probably all he can afford. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't pay attention if that's what he's holding it in, but he's got this little thing, and but he's having a bubble bath. He's got candles. He's enjoying himself. The phone rings, and he can hear the machine, and he goes, Mr. Lebowski, this is Deputy Officer Rolvag of the LAPD, and the dude perks up. We've recovered your vehicle. It can be claimed at the North Hollywood Auto Circus there on Victory. And dude's like, far out, far fucking out. Right. He's very excited. And then he hears the door open up, and then he hears his answering machine get hit by a baseball bat.
Hey, this is a private residence, man.
Ah, nice marmot.
Where is that money, Lebowski? We want the money, Lebowski.
You think we are kidding or taking with the funny stuff?
Because you think you haven't dreamed of Lebowski.
Yeah.
So while they're talking to him, they just take the ferret, the marmot, and throw it into the tub. And that's when I lost it. As the thing is screaming and Lebowski is losing his mind. It's very reminiscent of a scene in a little bit where he's in the car. Yes. With the joy. Yes. If you believe in nothing, Lebowski, nothing. You're nihilist. So he says, the little ferret has gotten out of the bathtub, and they're getting ready to leave. He goes, tomorrow we come back and cut off your Johnson. Now we're off to the impound lot.
In Van Nuys, California.
Yes. North Hollywood Auto Circus.
Kind of like the Cicero of California, Van Nuys.
And I love this cop.
He's a great cop. He's awesome. He's awesome.
So they get a look at the car, and it's in great distress. It was already in bad shape after Walter shot out the tire and it crashed into a street sign, but now it's even worse.
Yeah.
It was discovered last night in Van Nuys, lodged against an abutment.
Oh, man. Lodged where?
You're lucky she didn't get shot, Mr. Lebowski.
Oh, man.
Must have been a joyride situation. They abandoned the vehicle once they hit the retaining wall.
Oh, my fucking briefcase, man. It's not here.
Yeah,
Shit.
I saw that on the report. Sorry. You got to get in on the other side. The side view was found on the road by the car. You're lucky they left the tape deck, though, in the credence.
Oh, Jesus. What's that smell, man?
Yeah, it's probably a vagrant slept in the car. Or maybe just used it as a toilet and moved on.
Hey, man. Are you going to find these guys? Or, you got any promising leads or...
Leads? Yeah, sure. I'll just check with the boys down at the crime lab. They got 4 more detectives working on the case. They got us working in shifts. Leads.
Just laughs.
Yeah. I had a similar experience when I was moving into my college dorm. So somebody had broken in and stolen like a TV or something. And the cops came by, and I'm thinking like it's a CSI situation. They're gonna dust the place.
Yep, and we're gonna have to get your fingerprints so we can rule yours out from the sun.
Right. We're gonna canvass a 4-block square area. I'm like, so we gonna get these? No, he laughed like, oh, yeah. Great, okay, terrific.
They got us working in shifts.
They got us working in shifts. Great line.
So now they're back at the bowling alley, but they're sitting at the bar this time. It's the dude, Walter, and Donnie.
Would Marquee Network come up with a cool nickname for the 3 of them? Like
what was
Bogar Duff or something? What was it? Duff Garbo?
Christ. Yeah, they could be Duwaldo. Dude, Walter, and Donnie. Duwaldo.
Right.
That's actually better than theirs.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
All right, so here's a question for you. Do we have a hence the name of the movie at any point during The Big Lebowski?
We absolutely do.
Right now.
Coming right now, yeah.
My only hope is that the Big Lebowski kills me before the Germans can cut my dick off.
Now that is just ridiculous, dude. No one's going to cut your dick off.
There it is.
There it is. The only time it's said in the movie. He calls him the Big Lebowski.
Yep.
I could be sitting here with just pee stains on my rug.
Yeah.
But no, man, I gotta,
Fucking Germans. Nothing changes. Fucking Nazis.
They were Nazis, dude?
Oh, come on, Donnie. They were threatening castration.
Uh-huh.
Are we going to split hairs here?
No.
Am I wrong?
Well, he didn't.
Man, they were nihilists, man.
Huh?
They kept saying they believed in nothing.
Nihilists. Fuck me. I mean, say what you want about the tenets of National Socialism, dude. At least it's an ethos.
Yeah.
And also, let's not forget, dude, that keeping wildlife, an amphibious rodent for, domestic, within the city, that ain't legal either.
What are you, a fucking park ranger now?
No, I'm just trying to offer...
Who gives a shit about the fucking marmot?
We are sympathizing here, dude.
Fuck sympathy. I don't need your fucking sympathy, man. I need my fucking Johnson.
What do you need that for, dude?
You have got to buck up, man. You cannot drag this negative energy into the tournament.
Fuck the tournament. Fuck you, Walter.
Fuck the tournament? Okay, dude, I can see you don't want to be cheered up here. Come on, Donnie, let's go get us a lane.
What are you, a park ranger, dog?
I love the amphibious rodents. Because you throw something in a bathtub doesn't make it amphibious.
It's an amphibious ferret. Yeah, he gets very offended. Like, you think he's going to say, fuck you, Walter? Oh, fuck the tournament?
Fuck the tournament?
Okay, I can see you don't want to be cheered up here, dude.
Yeah. Come on, Donnie, let's go get a lane.
We're gonna lay it and get Donnie walk off. Poor Donnie has no idea what's going on at any point.
One of the direction notes here is the pop song on the jukebox has ended, and someone puts on "Tumbling Tumbleweeds."
And we know who that someone is. The great Sam Elliott.
Yeah. Do you have a good sarsaparilla?
We got a Sioux City sarsaparilla. Well,
that's a good one.
That's a good one. How are you, dude?
Oh, not so good, man. One of those days, huh?
Well, a wiser fellow than myself once said, sometimes you eat the bar and much obliged. Sometimes the bar, well, he eats you.
That some kind of Eastern thing?
Far from it. I like your style, dude.
Well, I dig your style too, man. Got a whole cowboy thing going.
Thank you. You're just one thing, dude.
What's that?
You have to use so many cuss words.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, dude. Have it your way.
Dude gets a phone call, doesn't he?
Which is not in the director's notes. The chauffeur shows up again and summons him. And they simplified it too. He just answers the phone, and there's Maud.
Well, and at some point when he's at her apartment he's at her house, and the guy goes, "Want a drink?" Yeah, White Russian, bar's over there.
So that guy, So that guy, Knox Harrington.
Okay.
Is who plays Knox Harrington? It's an actor by the name of David Thewlis.
Okay.
And he's almost unrecognizable as Knox Harrington with the shaved head and the little mustache.
Yeah.
He's been in lots of stuff. In Fargo, the TV show, he was the bad guy the season with Carrie Coon and Ewan McGregor.
That was a great
He was V.A. Varga.
Right, okay.
He was in Wonder Woman. He played Ares, the god of war.
Okay.
And he played Professor Lupin in most of the Harry Potter movies.
Ah, okay.
But I guarantee you, like, once I knew who David Thewlis was, I still didn't recognize him for the longest time as Knox Harrington.
Right.
And they said that he's not in the script. And the reason he's not in the script is, as they started to plot out the scene, the Coens were like, man, there's just a lot of exposition in this.
Yeah.
We need something to break it up. And they basically created him on the spot and called David Thewlis and made him shave his head and grow a weird mustache. Because he just giggles his way through the scene. She walks up and kisses him at one point, and the dude's like, what the?
Yeah. It's a very unsettling giggle that he has.
Yes.
Yeah. By the way, and when the dude, when Knox points him to the bar, the dude goes to make his White Russian. The dude, they have no creams. I don't know if you noticed this. He takes like powdered coffee cream.
Yes, he does.
And the dude adapts. The dude abides, and the dude adapts.
And it's funny too to see at various times. Sometimes he has something to stir them with. Other times he just sticks his finger in and just does it with his finger.
Right. He's not bothered.
Yeah, they saw a stat where he drinks 9 White Russians in the movie.
Okay.
And he has the one destroyed. Because it would have been 10. I forget which one. It's not the one because hey, there's a beverage here, man. That one kind of survived because he was finishing it in the other limo. Yeah. Right. I don't know if it's the second Jackie Treehorn one when he passes out, but I think it's in the notes at the end. Maybe we'll get to it. She's like, "Do you still have that doctor's number?" He's like, "No, really, I don't even have the bruise anymore." And she's writing it down again. She's like, "Please, Jeffrey, I don't want to be responsible for any delayed after effects." He's like, "Delayed after what? I want you to see him immediately."
Uh-huh.
And she picks up the phone. She goes, "I'll see if he's available. He's a good man and thorough." Then he's in the doctor's office and he has his headphones on. And the doctor, to talk to him, has to pull the headphone away from his ear.
Right.
Could you slide your shorts down, please, Mr. Lebowski?
No, man. She hit me right here. He
Points to
puts
the
his
jug.
chin.
It's like, I understand, sir. Could you slide your shorts down, please? That's it. That's the whole scene. You don't need anything else.
We got it all. We've using the whole fist stock. We got it. We got the whole thing.
And then this is the greatest. This is so he's driving home from the doctor. He's got his Credence tape in. He's smoking the what's left of a joint, and he's holding a beer in his hand.
Right.
And as he's driving along,
and what song is playing? Dude.
Oh yeah.
Dude. Knocking on my front door. Yeah.
He's having a great time, but he looks in the rearview mirror and he sees the blue Volkswagen Bug again.
Right.
So he absentmindedly takes the joint and flicks it out the driver's side window. One problem. Right. It's not down. It bounces right between his legs.
Right.
First he reaches down and tries to pull it out. Then what do? He takes the beer and starts pouring it on his crotch to try to put it out.
This is for a centimeter-long joint. He's acting like the car's on fire.
The glowing butt rolls down the car seat between his legs. The dude screams.
Yeah,
the car careens wildly as surrounding traffic veers out of his way. Horns blaring. The car finally spins and comes to rest with his passenger side wrapped into a telephone pole.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens. Yeah, he screams like Homer Simpson.
He goes, "Fuck me." He's sitting in the passenger side now, away from the lit butt. He's looking around for it. Smoke is coming up from the driver's seat. Fuck all the man. He takes his beer and pours it some more between the cushions. And he hears a hissing sound, but apparently is the joint finally being put out.
This tiny mini joint finally.
But he sees a piece of paper sticking out from between the cushions. And the dude pulls it out. It's a lined spiral notebook paper, slightly singed and dripping beer, covered with handwriting. The upper right-hand corner is the name Lawrence Sellers, and under that, Mrs. Jam Toss, 5th period. The theme is titled The Louisiana Purchase. In red ink, a large circled D and some handwritten marginal comments. Misspelled words are circled in red throughout. He's at the theater.
The dance quintet.
He's there with Donnie, and Walter comes in and sits down, and he's in a suit. There's the landlord dancing around with like a crown of like ivy sprigs or whatever around his head. And
it's a very disturbing dance, whatever's happening there.
Walter leans over to him and, he's whispering because he doesn't want to disrupt the audience. There's a prominent filmmaker who is sitting in the audience. He was not such a prominent filmmaker at the time. Do you know who it is?
Oh, wow. Really?
Mm-hmm.
I have absolutely no idea.
Charlie Kaufman.
Really?
Is in the crowd.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. What's the story there?
I don't know. I just saw that Charlie Kaufman he can be spotted.
Man in the crowd. Okay.
Yep.
At the dance quintet. Gotcha. Okay.
So Walter leans over and says he lives in North Hollywood on Radford near the In-N-Out Burger. The dude.
Now, by the way, the In-N-Out Burger is, I think they say it's on Camrose.
He goes near the In-N-Out Burger. Dude goes, the In-N-Out Burger is on Camrose. Walter goes, near the In-N-Out Burger. Donnie, those are good burgers, Walter. Shut the fuck up, Donnie. This kid is in 9th grade, dude, and his father is, are you ready for this? Arthur Digby Sellers. Who the fuck is that? Huh? Who the fuck is Arthur Digby Sellers? Who the fuck? Have you ever heard of a little show called Branded, dude? Yeah. All but one man died here at Bitter Creek. Yeah, I know the fucking show, Walter. So what? Fucking Arthur Digby Sellers wrote 156 episodes, dude. The bulk of the series. Not exactly a lightweight, no. And yet his son is a fucking dunce. Yep. Yeah, go figure. Well, we'll go out there after the... he waves a hand vaguely towards the stage, or whatever this is.
Right.
What have you. Donnie, we'll be near the In-N-Out Burger. Shut the fuck up, Donnie. We'll brace the kid. He'll be a pushover. We'll get all that fucking money if he hasn't spent it already. $1,000,000 fucking clams. And yes, we'll be near some burgers, some beers, a few laughs. Our fucking troubles are over, dude.
Now, I feel compelled to point this out for our LA audience. Those of us in LA know that the In-N-Out Burger is on Lancashire in North Hollywood, not on Camrose.
I mean, do we expect the dude to be right?
But Walter was the one claiming it, wasn't he? Well, Walter said it was on Radford.
Right. And
yeah. And what's on Radford is CBS Studio Center. That's on Radford. And all kinds of stuff going on here. Okay.
So, car pulls up with all three of them in it in front of a dilapidated house. And but parked in front of it is a brand new red Corvette.
Yes.
The dude's fucked me, man. The kid's already spent all the money. Walter's like, hardly, dude. A new vet, the kid's still got 96 to 97,000, depending on the options.
Right.
Wait in the car, Donnie. Doesn't the kid have $1 million?
No, he says 960, 970,000.
Oh, okay. Oh, I might be missing the script is weird. I might be missing the zeros.
Zero. Yeah. He's
so
like
960, 970,000, depending on the options.
Depending on the options, right.
Just wait in the car, Donnie. Walter goes up, rings the bell, and then he's just, he couldn't be more pleasant to the person who answers the door. She goes, yes. Like, hello, Pilar. My name is Walter Subject. We spoke on the phone. This is my associate, Jeffrey Lebowski. The woman goes, yes. We wanted to talk about little Larry. May we come in? Yes. So they come in, and then I love this. So she goes, Larry, sweetie, the man is here. And they're standing there, and they look at the end of the house, as far as they can see. There's an iron lung.
Yeah.
With a man in it, just his head sticking out of it.
Yeah, looks pleasant.
And Walter goes, that's him, dude.
Good day to you, sir.
She goes, sit down, please. And they sit down. And while they're waiting for Larry, Walter asks her, is he still writing? And she goes, no, he has health problems.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
I just want to say, he yells across the room, I just want to say, sir, that we're both enormous on a personal level, branded, especially the early episodes. It's been a source of inspiration. And then I love Larry. He is the best. He is the blankest faced kid ever.
Yeah, he's awesome.
They could not have cast he could not give a shit about anything. He's just, and he does look like he would get a D on a Louisiana Purchase report.
With a lot of misspelled words.
So he heads out the door. The dude is like, what's going on?
Right.
And then Walter yells,
What are you doing?
Here you go, Larry. You see what happens? You see what happens, Larry? You see what happens? This is what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass, Larry. This is what happens, Larry. You see what happens, Larry? You see what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass? This is what happens. You see what happens, Larry? You see what happens, Larry? Do you see what happens, Larry, when you fuck a stranger in the ass? This is what happens, Larry. This is what happens, Larry. This is what happens, Larry. This is what happens when you fuck a stranger.
What the fuck are you doing, man? Stop it!
Hey, man.
I just popped that fucking guy last week.
Whoa.
I'm gonna fucking kill
sorry.
you. I just popped that fucking guy last week.
Come on, man.
I'll kill your fucking gun, man.
No, hey, that's not his head.
God damn it. Oh, fuck you.
Man. No.
You like that? Fuck you.
No.
I'll kill your fucking gun. I'll kill your fucking gun.
now Donnie is sitting in the back seat of the car. Maybe I think he's up to the passenger seat. He's just sitting in it. And he's like looking over, and all of a sudden he sees the guy running with the tire iron.
Right.
The next time you see the car, the door's open. Donnie's standing on the yard across the street.
Right.
And the guy manages to smash the dude's car.
And dude's like, no, that's not his car, man. Dude's car taking a beating.
Yes, and the scene that I love. Now there's three silent people driving and riding. The dude is driving and they're riding along. He has no windshield.
Right.
So that's apparently a thing that the Coen Brothers do.
Right.
But Donnie and Walter are eating hamburgers.
Yeah, and they are not. And by the way, they are not In-N-Out burgers.
They didn't make it to In-N-Out. Well, it wasn't on Radford.
Well, right.
Couldn't find
it. I'm an In-N-Out aficionado. Love In-N-Out burgers. But they must not have been able to get the clearance from In-N-Out.
Wouldn't they have just changed because in the script here it says Walter and Donnie munch on In-N-Out burgers.
Yeah, but they're not In-N-Out burgers. It's not In-N-Out packaging. They don't look like In-N-Out burgers. They must have been a rights thing. They didn't get the rights to use it. Yeah, very sad. Come on, In and Out. Give the Lebowski the rights.
Another great scene. We're back at dude's house, and he has a 2x4 on the floor, and he is putting a million nails in it, none of which he seems to be able to actually get all the way through the 2x4 because they're bent over at the top. And he's talking to Walter, clearly Walter on the phone. So he finishes up hammering, then he takes a chair, and he props it between the 2x4 and his front door under the handle. And the door opens, and the chair falls out because his door opens out, not in. He did all that work for nothing.
Yeah.
And who is it? But it's our old buddies, Wu and the Blonde Man. And the thing you're supposed to notice here is that they have switched clothes from their first visit.
Okay.
Like they're wearing the same clothes, but they're wearing each other's.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
I didn't notice that. Yeah. That's cool.
Pin your diapers on, Lebowski. Jackie Treehorn wants to see you.
Jackie Treehorn knows which Lebowski you are, Lebowski.
Jackie Treehorn wants to see the deadbeat Lebowski.
You're not dealing with morons here.
Oh, they are at Jackie Treehorn's beach house.
Played by the great
Ben Gazzara.
Ben Gazzara.
Dude goes, this is quite a pad you got here, man. Completely unspoiled.
What's your drink, dude?
White Russian, thanks.
White Russian.
How's the smut business, Jackie?
I wouldn't know, dude. I deal in publishing, entertainment, political advocacy.
Which one's log jamming?
Yes, regrettably, it's true. Standards have fallen in adult entertainment. It's video, dude. Now that we're competing with those amateurs, we can't afford to invest in little extras like story, production value, feelings. Now, people forget that the brain is the biggest erogenous zone.
On you, maybe.
Of course, you have to take the good with the bad. New technology permits us to do very exciting things in interactive, erotic software. Wave of the future, dude. 100% electronic.
Well, I still jerk off manually.
Of course you do. Well, I can see you're anxious for me to get to the point. Well, here it is, dude. Where's Bunny?
Well, I thought you might know that, man.
Why would I? She only ran off to get away from that rather sizable debt to me.
Oh, no, she didn't run off. She's been,
I've heard that kidnapping story, so save it. I know you're mixed up in all this, dude. And I don't care what you're trying to get from the husband. That's your business. All I'm saying is, I want mine.
Yeah, all right, man. I mean, there are a lot of facets to this, a lot of interested parties.
Excuse me.
So it's interesting in the script, we miss maybe the most iconic image from this movie, which is in the movie, about halfway through this discussion, Jackie gets a phone call. Mm-hmm. He goes to the high top or whatever, grabs the phone, takes out the notepad, and vigorously writes stuff down.
Right.
And then he takes off. So the dude, in a very James Bond moment, runs over, takes the pencil, and goes sideways across the thing to reveal what it is that Jackie has written down, this secret information. And what he's drawn is a doodle of a guy with this enormous penis.
Yes.
So instead, he passes out, and we get the second of the. They're not dreams. I guess they're concussion sequences because he's passed out this time.
This was probably a dream. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of this. I like the name. The name is Gutterball.
Yes, the dude and Maud Lebowski in Gutterballs.
Gutterball. By the way, is Gutterball sponsored by Manscaped? Perhaps you should give them a plug.
Support for the Movie Deep Dive podcast is brought to you by Manscaped. Who's the best in men's below-the-waist grooming champions of the world? Manscaped. It offers precision engineering for your family jewels. Manscaped just launched their 4th-generation trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0. You heard that right, the 4.0. Join over 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code DIVE at manscaped.com. But here's an interesting thing. So in this sequence, the dude helps Maud bowl. I mean, there's all this weird imagery going on. But did you know that's the only time in the movie that we see the dude bowling?
Ooh.
And he's not even bowling. He's just behind her, like helping her with her swing. We never see the dude bowl.
Okay, now wait a minute. Do we ever see Walter bowl? We see Donnie bowl.
We see Donnie bowl a lot.
I don't think we see we see Walter pull a gun at the bowling alley.
Yes,
but I don't think we see Walter bowl.
I don't know if we do.
Huh?
A bowling movie where the two prime bowling characters never bowl.
Oh wait, does the dude bowl at the very end? We don't really see him bowl though. We just see him.
You never actually see him bowl.
Heading towards the lanes. Okay.
So as the dude is starting to come out of his haze, he's in the back of a squad car singing the theme of Branded. He was innocent, not a charge was true, and they say he ran away. But then we see him, he's sitting in the chief of police office, and the chief has the dude's wallet in front of him and says to him, "Is this your only ID?" And it's a Ralph's Shopper Club card. That's the only thing he's got.
Next time I go to a Ralph's, I got to check see if there's any Big Lebowski references hidden throughout the store I've never noticed before.
So, the Ralph's is a West Coast thing, maybe just a California thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
In the Midwest, for a long time, before the sporting goods chain, there were grocery stores called Dick's. And their like super shopper card was the Dick's. You joined the Dick's Insider Club.
Yes.
Yes. My friend had a Dick's Insider card, which we thought was the funniest thing.
Kind of an unfortunate name for a corporation.
That we had ever heard, that you could get a Dick's Insider card.
Dick's Insider, yes.
Yeah, so the chief is very disgusted that his only ID is a Ralph Shoppers Club card. And the dude goes, "I know my rights."
You don't know shit, Lebowski.
I want a fucking lawyer, man. I want Bill Kunstler, man, or Ron Kuby.
Mr. Treehorn tells us that he had to eject you from his garden party, that you were drunk and abusive.
Mr. Treehorn treats objects like women, man.
Mr. Treehorn draws a lot of water in this town. You don't draw shit, Lebowski. Now, we got a nice, quiet little beach community here, and I aim to keep it nice and quiet. So let me make something plain. I don't like you sucking around bothering our citizens, Lebowski. I don't like your jerk-off name. I don't like your jerk-off face. I don't like your jerk-off behavior. And I don't like you, jerk-off. Do I make myself clear?
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. Ow! Fucking fascist!
Stay out of Malibu, Lebowski! Ow. Stay out of Malibu, deadbeat!
Keep your ugly fucking gold-bricking ass out of my beach community.
And then there's a classic scene. The dude is now in a taxi. He's in a foul mood. And Peaceful Easy Feeling by the Eagles is playing in the cab.
Jesus, man, could you change the channel?
Fuck you, man. If you don't like my fucking music, get your own fucking cab.
I had a really
I'll
rough...
pull up to the side and kick your ass out.
Man, come on. I had a rough night, and I hate the fucking Eagles, man.
Out of my fucking cab. Out of my fucking cab.
Man, hey.
While he's standing there, unbeknownst to the dude, a red convertible screeches by. The driver, singing loudly and badly along with the radio, her hair blowing in the wind, a dreamy smile on her face as she speeds along higher than a kite, is Bunny Lebowski.
And she has all of her toes.
Right, they zoom in on her right foot on the accelerator, and we see all of her toes. Oh, and then when she goes to hit the clutch, then we get to see her left toe. As if to remove any doubt, we now see she has all 10 toes.
Exactly.
Dude gets home, opens the door, and his house has been completely ransacked.
Yes.
And then we see Brian Drew throwing things around some of us. Saying, you are not going to draft a quarterback. Oh, that's a different movie. Sorry. We look down, they zoom in on the floor, and there's a post-it note that has Vontae Mack, no matter what, written.
Different movie. Same movie.
He walks in, he's like, oh. And then Maude walks out of the bedroom wearing a bathrobe.
Yes.
She goes, Jeffrey? He's Maude. She pulls open the bathrobe. Love me.
Love me.
He goes, that's my robe.
My robe.
So then we see them laying in bed next to each other. She goes, tell me a little bit about yourself, Jeffrey. Well, not much to tell. I was one of the authors of the Port Huron Statement, the original Port Huron Statement, not the compromised second draft. And then I ever hear of the Seattle Seven? So it's a nice little homage to the guy he's based on.
Right. And then I love he goes, that was me and 6 other guys. It was me and 6 other guys.
And then, let's see, the music business briefly. Oh, yeah, roadie for Metallica, Speed of Sound Tour. Bunch of assholes.
And
then, little of this, little of that. My career's slowed down a bit lately. The dude has just dissed the Eagles and Metallica within about 5 minutes.
Brutal.
You will not be surprised to know that in real life, Jeff Bridges was at a party and Glenn Fry spotted him and went over and complained, started yelling at him that they said in the movie that he hated the Eagles.
Oh, man.
At the same time, Kirk Hammett from Metallica apparently said that the guys loved the fact that they were in the movie. They didn't care at all that he called them a bunch of assholes.
Now, that's the right reaction right there.
They thought it was cool. He gets up out of the bed, and she grabs his pillow and sticks it behind in the small of her back. And you don't see her, but under her sheets, you can see that she's pulled her knees up. And she's like rocking back and forth. And she goes, what happened to your house? He's like, Jackie Treehorn trashed the place. He wanted to save the finder's fee. Finder's fee? He thought I had your father's money, so he got me out of the way while he looked for it. She goes, it's not my father's money. It's the foundation's. Why did he think you had it? And who does? Larry Sellers, a high school kid, real fucking prank. He's still convinced this Larry. Reaches over and picks a White Russian off the table. And she goes, Jeffrey. He's like, it's complicated, Maude. Lots of ins, lots of outs. Fortunately, I've been adhering to a pretty strict drug regimen to help my mind, limber. I'm real fucking close to your father's money. Real fucking close. It's just, because I keep telling you it's the foundation's money. My father doesn't have any.
All right.
It's like, what? He's fucking loaded. She's like, no. The wealth was all mother's. But your father, he runs stuff. We did let father run one of the companies briefly, but he didn't do very well at it. He helps administer the charities now, and I give him a reasonable allowance. He has no money of his own. I know how he likes to present himself. Father's
and by the way,
vanity.
didn't the Big Lebowski say that he gives Bunny an ample allowance?
Yes.
So there's a little callback there that really it's Maude doling out the allowances.
Yep. His father's weakness is his vanity, hence the slut. And dude looks over and he goes, is that yoga? Maude's like, it increases the chances of conception. Dude spits out a little White Russian. Increases? Well, yes. Did you think this was all about fun and games? Well, no, of course not. I want a child. Yeah, okay. But see, the dude, look, Jeffrey, I don't want a partner. In fact, I don't want the father to be someone I have to see socially or who'd have any interest in rearing the child himself. Huh.
No worries there.
So that doctor, exactly. So he walks out of the house, I guess, to wait for Walter to come up, and he sees the blue Volkswagen again, and a fat man leans out of the car and is trying to start the car, and he can't. Who the fuck are you? Why have you been following me? And come on. He's like, hey, relax, man. I'm a brother Seamus. The dude's brother Seamus, like an Irish monk. So now they said that the basic plot of the movie is inspired by Raymond Chandler novels. In those Raymond Chandler novels, he refers to private investigators a lot as Brother Seamus. So it's a little homage.
Oh, that's what that comes from. Okay.
And he goes through his wallet, and he pulls out this picture of the... the first picture is Bunny in a cheerleading outfit.
Right.
And he's like, Jesus Christ. He's like, crazy, huh? Ran away a year ago. He hands out another picture. And this one is the bleakest looking farm picture you've ever seen.
Come on, fuckhead.
Relax, man. I'm a brother Seamus.
Brother Seamus?
Like an Irish monk?
What the fuck are you talking about? My name is Delfino. I'm a private snoop like you, man. What? A dick, man. And let me tell you something. I dig your work. Playing one side against the other in bed with everybody is fabulous stuff, man.
I'm not... Fuck it, man. Just stay away from my fucking lady friend.
Hey, I'm not messing with your special lady.
She's not my special lady. She's my fucking lady friend. I'm just helping her conceive, man.
Hey, man, I'm not...
Who are you working for? Lebowski? Jackie Treehorn?
The Knutsons.
Who the fuck are the Knutsons?
The Knutsons. It's a wandering daughter job. Bonnie Lebowski, man. Her real name is Fawn Knutson. Her parents want her back.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Crazy, huh? Ran away about a year ago, and the Knutsons told me I should show her this when I found her. It's the family farm. It's outside of Moorhead, Minnesota. They think it'll make her homesick.
Oh, boy. How you gonna keep them down on the farm once they've seen Carl Hungus?
So Moorhead, Minnesota is right across the border from Fargo, North Dakota.
Okay,
It
cool.
also, intentionally or not, happens to be where Jeff Bridges' wife is from.
Oh, okay.
And they
All
said
right.
the cheerleading uniform that you see Tara Reid in is actually the right colors for the high school in Moorhead, Minnesota.
Oh, so not a coincidence. And
Coens did there. Well, the
Coens
Jeff
are
Bridges'
from-
wife thing might have been a coincidence.
Maybe. But the Coens are from Minnesota. Defino played by the late, great John Polito.
Yes. Who was also in Miller's
Crossing.
Crossing and Barton
Yep.
Fink. So
Yes.
he was a Coen favorite.
He was a Coen ensemble member, yes.
Yes. Had a brief stop at a Denny's where Autobahn and their lady friend, Amy Mann, are sitting at a booth ordering pancakes with lingonberries.
Yes.
And the only significance of the scene is that they zoom in under the table and you see that the lady friend only has 9 toes.
9 toes.
She has a bandage with blood coming out of it where they had chopped off her toe.
Yes, it's lovely. And we see Brant picking up clothes, which we presume is Bunny dancing naked outside.
Yes, before we see them pull in, we see that Bunny has crashed her little red sports car with the license plate LUPIN, which is not an homage to the Netflix French heist series, but rather it's the French word for rabbit, hence Bunny. She has crashed it, and she is dancing naked in the fountain that she has crashed into. But they know Bunny's home because he goes, he can't see you, dude.
Oh, man.
So, she's back. No thanks to you.
Where's the fucking money, Lebowski?
$1 million from fucking needy little
Walter.
urban achievers. You are scum, man.
Who the hell is he?
Who am I? I'm the guy that's going to kick your phony gold brickin' ass. That's who I am.
Man, we know the briefcase was fucking empty. We know you kept the $1 million for yourself.
You have your story, I have mine. I say I entrusted the money to you, and you stole it.
As if we would ever dream of taking your bullshit money.
They kind of did dream of taking the bullshit money, and if the car hadn't been stolen, they thought they had taken it.
Yeah, they literally dreamed of taking his money.
You thought that Bunny had been kidnapped, and you were fucking glad, man. You could use it as an excuse to make some money disappear. All you needed was a sap to pin it on. You just met me, you human paraquat. You figured, oh, here's a loser, a deadbeat, somebody the square community won't give a shit about.
Well, aren't you?
Well, yeah. But
Get out, both of you.
Look at that fucking phony dude pretending to be a fucking millionaire.
Out of this house now, you bums!
Let me tell you something else. I've seen a lot of spinals, dude. And this guy's a fake. A fucking gold breaker.
Stay away from me, mister!
This guy fucking walks. I've never been more certain of anything in my life.
You stay away from me!
Walter,
I've never been more certain of anything in my fucking life. Come on, come on.
Put him down, man!
Yeah, I'll put him down, dude. Up to him, baby.
Come on, man, help me put him back in his chair.
That was a very sad scene. That made you feel sorry for the Big Lebowski.
Now they're back at the bowling alley again.
As always.
And it's our old friend, Quintana.
Not a worthy
officer. What's this day of rest shit? What's this bullshit? I don't fucking care. It don't matter to Jesus. But you're not fooling me, man. You might fool the fucks in the league office, but you don't fool Jesus. It's Bush League psycho stuff. Laughable, man. I would have fucked you in the ass Saturday. I'll fuck you in the ass next Wednesday instead. Woo! You got a day Wednesday, baby.
So now one thing that happens here is that we see Donnie, while this is going on, Donnie is bowling, and he leaves one pin, and he just kind of stares at it.
Yep.
It's the only time in the movie where we see Donnie bowl that he doesn't get a strike.
Oh.
So now they walk out.
Okay.
It's all of them.
Not Donnie's night.
No. And they look, and they see Autobahn, dressed in shiny black leather, standing in line, and behind them is the dude's car, completely ablaze.
Well, they finally did it. They killed my fucking car.
We want some money, Lebowski.
Yeah. Otherwise, we kill the girl.
Yeah, it seems you have forgotten our little deal, Lebowski.
You don't have the fucking girl, dipshit. We know you never did.
Are these the Nazis, Walter?
No, Donnie, these men are nihilists. There's nothing to be afraid of.
We don't care. We still want the money, Lebowski. We fuck you up.
Fuck you. Fuck the three of you. No. Without a hostage, there is no ransom. That's what ransom is. Those are the fucking rules.
His girlfriend gave up her toe.
She thought we'd been getting $1 million.
It's not fair.
Fair? Who's the fucking nihilist around here, you bunch of fucking crybabies?
So cool it, Walter. Hey, look, pal, there never was any money. The Big Lebowski gave me an empty briefcase, so take it up with him, man.
And I would like my undies back.
This guy's gonna hurt us, Walter?
No, Donnie. These men are cowards.
Okay.
Donnie is visibly frightened, and he leans over and he goes, "Are they going to hurt us, Walter?" And Walter goes, "They won't hurt us, Donnie. These men are cowards."
These men are cowards.
And Uli says, "Okay, if he takes the
by the
money..."
way, you see Walter being very sort of big brother to Donnie.
In fact,
Really
the direction is Walter's tone is gentle, is what it says right before.
Very gentle. Yes, right.
Yeah. So anyway, the big fight ensues.
At one point, I think the dude yells, "Fucking dipshit with a 9-toed woman."
Walter, at one point, bites one of the guy's ears off and spits it into the air.
Yes, like Evander Holyfield.
And just as they have subdued the Germans, they turn around, and dude sees that Donnie is laying on the ground. So the dude runs into the bowling alley to presumably call the ambulance. Walter lays a hand on Donnie's shoulder and says, "Rest easy, good buddy. We're doing fine. We got help choppering in." Well, it must not have been fine.
No.
The next shot is inside the funeral home. Man says, "Hello, gentlemen. You're the bereaved." He's like, "Yeah." And the guy goes, "Francis Donnelly, pleased to meet you." And the dude goes, "Jeffrey Lebowski." It's the only time in the movie that he calls himself anything but the dude.
You're right, yeah.
And Walter says, "Walter Sobchak." And then dude goes, "The dude actually is..." Never mind. The mortician goes, "I assume this is on a credit card?"
Doesn't have high hopes.
So he hands Walter reaches over and takes the big leather thing and looks at and takes his glasses and like wraps them weirdly around his head to read that. Yeah. He goes, "What's this?" "Well, that's for the urn." "Oh, we don't need it. We're scattering the ashes."
Well, can you
$180?
They range up to $3,000.
Can't we just rent it from you? Yeah.
Sir, this is a mortuary, not a rental house.
We're scattering the fucking ashes. Look, just because we're bereaved doesn't make us sad.
Sir, please lower your voices.
Man, don't you have, something else we can put them in,
That is our most modestly priced receptacle.
God damn it! Is there a Ralph's around here?
So the next scene is apparently at Point Doom. See, Walter is, they're looking out over the Pacific.
Yep.
Walter is holding a Folgers coffee can.
Yep.
And they obviously bought at Ralph's and dumped out and added the remains. takes the can and he holds it with both hands and shakes it to get the ashes out as the wind blows it all into the dude's face and beard and sunglasses.
He stands motionless while the ash remains blue.
Donnie was a good bowler and a good man. He was one of us. He was a man who loved the outdoors and bowling. And as a surfer, he explored the beaches of Southern California from La Jolla to Leo Carrillo and up to Pismo. He died, as so many young men of his generation before his time. In your wisdom, Lord, you took him. As you took so many bright, flowering young men at Quezon, at Londoc, at Hill 364. These young men gave their lives. So did Donnie. Donnie, who loved bowling. And so, Theodore Donald Karabatsas, in accordance with what we think your dying wishes might well have been, we commit your final mortal remains to the bosom of the Pacific Ocean, which you loved so well. Good night, sweet prince. Oh shit, dude, I'm sorry. Goddamn wind. Fuck.
God damn it, Walter. You fucking asshole.
Dude, I'm sorry.
It's a fucking travesty with you, man.
Dude, I'm sorry. It was an accident.
What was that shit about Vietnam?
Dude, I'm sorry.
What the fuck does anything have to do with Vietnam?
Dude, I'm
what
sorry.
the fuck are you talking about?
Dude, I'm sorry.
Fucking... Fuck, Walter.
And he gives Walter a weaker shove. And then Walter seems dazed. And then he just hugs the dude.
Yeah.
And Walter goes, fuck it, dude. Let's go bowling.
Come on, dude. Hey, fuck it, man. Let's go bowling.
So now we're back at the bowling alley for the last time. And the dude walks up to the bar.
2 oat sodas, Gary.
Right. Good luck tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Oh, sorry to hear about Donnie.
Oh, yeah, well, you know, sometimes you eat the bar and sometimes, Hey, man.
Howdy do, dude.
I wondered if I'd see you again.
I wouldn't miss the semis. How things been going?
Well, you know, strikes and gutters, ups and downs.
Sure, I got you.
Yeah. Thanks, Gary. Well, take care, man. Gotta get back.
Sure. Take it easy, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I know that you will.
Yeah, well, the dude abides.
The dude abides. I don't know about you, but I take comfort in that. It's good knowing he's out there, the dude, taking her easy for all us sinners. Shush. I sure hope he makes the finals. Well, that about does her. Wraps her all up. Things seem to have worked out pretty good for the dude and Walter. And it was a pretty good story, don't you think? Made me laugh to beat the band. Parts, anyway. I didn't like seeing Donnie go. But then I happen to know that there's a little Lebowski on the way. I guess that's the way the whole darned human comedy keeps perpetuating itself. Down through the generations. Westward the wagons. Across the sands of time until we... Oh, look at me. I'm rambling again. Well, I hope you folks enjoyed yourselves. Get you later on down the trail. Say, friend, you got any more of that good sarsaparilla?
These were the guys that were considered for The Big Lebowski. It was originally they approached Robert Duvall.
Right.
He did not like the script. Then they went to Anthony Hopkins, who was not interested in playing an American. Gene Hackman was taking a break from acting at the time.
Yep.
He'd have been good.
Yep.
Although he wouldn't have seemed helpless enough.
Right.
I mean, part of the way that it works is, I don't know, I think you need the Lebowski to act tough. Gene Hackman would have seemed tough. You need a guy who's clearly just acting tough.
Right.
He's not really. And other guys, they apparently discussed, I don't know if they offered it to them all.
Brando.
Norman Mailer, George C. Scott, my personal favorite, Jerry Falwell, Gore Vidal, Andy Griffith, William F. Buckley, and Ernest Borgnine.
Oh, Ernest Borgnine would have been great.
Yeah. The Coens' number one choice for the role was Marlon Brando, and even had him in mind while writing the script. But Brando couldn't star in the film due to health issues. According to Julianne Moore, the character of Maude was based on artist Carol Lee Schneemann, who worked naked from a swing and on Yoko Ono.
Ah, okay.
The character of Jesus Quintana was inspired in part by a performance the Coens had seen John Turturro give in 1988 at the Public Theater in a play called Mi Puta Vida, in which he played a pederast type character. So we thought, let's make Turturro a pederast. It'll be something he can really run with. They wrote The Big Lebowski about the same time as Barton Fink. When they wanted to make it, John Goodman was filming episodes for Roseanne, and Jeff Bridges was making the Walter Hill film Wild Bill, so the Coens made Fargo in the meantime.
Pretty good little film.
In order to liven up a scene they thought was too heavy an exposition, they added an effete art world hangers-on named Knox Harrington. No script, the dude's car was a Chrysler LeBaron, because Dowd had owned one, but the car was not big enough to fit John Goodman, so the Coens changed it to a Ford Torino. This is a great story. Okay, so T-Bone Burnett was in charge of the music, and he wanted the movie to end with the Townes Van Zandt cover of the Rolling Stones' Dead Flowers. Former Stones manager Alan Klein owned the rights to the song and wanted $150,000 for it. Burnett convinced Klein to watch an early cut of the film and remembers it got to the part where the dude says, "I hate the fucking Eagles, man." He said Klein stood up and said, "That's it, you can have the song." Burnett was going to be credited on the film as music supervisor, but asked his credit be changed to music archivist because he hated the notion of being a supervisor. "I wouldn't want anyone to think of me as management." Reviews for the movie were mostly good. Janet Maslin praised Bridges' performance in a review for the New York Times. He said, "Mr. Bridges finds a role so right for him that he never seems to have been anywhere else. Watch his performance to see shambling executed with nonchalant grace and a seemingly out-to-lunch character played with the comic flair." Andrew Saris, the New York Observer, wrote, "The result is a lot of laughs and a feeling of awe towards the craftsmanship involved. I doubt that there'll ever be anything else like it." In a 5-star review for Empire Magazine, Ian Nathan wrote, "For those who delight in the Coens' divinely abstract take on reality, this is pure nirvana. And in a perfect world, all movies would be made by the Coen Brothers." And Roger Ebert gave the film 3 stars out of 4, describing it as wildly engaging.
Roger always...
as weirdly engaging.
Weirdly engaging, yeah. Roger was great. Roger always knew, right?
But in a 2010 review, he raised his original score to 4 stars.
There you go.
And added the film to his great movies list. However, Jonathan Rosenbaum wrote in Chicago Reader, "To be sure, The Big Lebowski is packed with show-offy filmmaking as a result is pretty entertaining, but insofar as it represents a moral position, and the Coens' relative styling of their figures invariably does, it's an elitist one, elevating salt-of-the-earth types like Bridges and Goodman over anyone else in the movie." Did he watch the same movie that we did?
What does any of that even mean? I don't know what he's talking about.
And then Dave Kerr, in his review for the Daily News, criticized the film's premise as a tired idea as it produces episodic, unstrung film.
I'm sorry, a tired idea? Yeah, we've all seen so many movies of a stoner, trying to find a kidnapped victim.
Guardian criticized the film as a bunch of ideas shoveled into a bag and allowed to spill out at random. The film is infuriating and will win no prizes.
Okay.
But it does have some terrific jokes.
Okay, a bunch of ideas spilled out into a bag. I can buy that.
Yeah.
They're not wrong. They're not wrong there. By the way, Anthony Hopkins, hold on. You said earlier he turned it down because he didn't want to play an American?
Yeah.
He just played Nixon like a few years prior to this movie. Like in the movie Nixon, he was Nixon.
Steve Buscemi had just been in Fargo. David Huddleston was the Big Lebowski. We talked about him. Mark Pellegrino played the blonde treehorn thug, and he went on to play Jacob in Lost. He basically played God in Lost. Let's see. Flea played Nihilist number 2.
Right. Do you know John Goodman and I did a movie together, although we did not work together.
Was it Meet the Coopers?
It was Love the Coopers, the great John Goodman.
Love the Coopers, not Meet the Coopers. That's different. That's the sequel.
That's
Meet the Coopers.
Yes.
In an interview with Rolling Stone magazine, John Goodman stated that the dude referring to the Big Lebowski as a human paraquat was one of the only improvised lines to make it into the final film. Virtually every other line, including every man and dude, was scripted.
Including every man and dude.
A lot of the dude's clothes in the movie were Jeff Bridges' own clothes, including his jelly sandals, which he still owns and uses to this day.
Okay.
The dude says man 147 times in the movie, nearly 1.5 per minute. Oh, this is great. In the clean version for television broadcast, the famous line, "This is what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass," was changed to, "This is what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps." That's like Yippee-Ki-Yay, Mr. Falcon from Die
Hard. Yes.
It's frequently cited as one of the most creative edits made for a film to be aired on television.
It's a creative edit, all right.
After having been cast in the film, Jeff Bridges, no stranger to working on films that would have constant script rewrites, called John Goodman to ask when they'd get the rewrites. Goodman, a longtime collaborator of Coen's, told Bridges the film was Coen territory and they didn't rewrite their own material. John Turturro originally thought he was going to have a bigger role in the film. When he read the script, he realized the part was quite small. However, the Coen brothers let him come up with a lot of his own ideas for the character, like shining the bowling ball and the scene where he dances backwards, which he says was inspired by Muhammad Ali. Yeah, T-Bone Burnett is cited as music consultant. And he helped Joel and Ethan Coen establish the dude's taste in music. Burnett selected many of the existing songs in the movie and also suggested the dude's hatred towards the Eagles. Burnett himself was not a fan. One of the band's members, Glenn Fry, was reportedly so dismayed about this that he once angrily confronted Jeff Bridges at a party.
Now, that's so stupid. What's Jeff Bridges supposed to do?
Right.
He's an actor.
Yeah. Well, it's not like Glenn Fry were acting anything. How would he know? Oh, wait, that's right. He acted lots of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the timeline on the check.
Okay.
The dude writes a 69-cent check at Ralph's. He watches George H.W. Bush give the "This Aggression Will Not Stand" press interview live on television. President Bush gave the interview on the White House lawn on Sunday, August 5th, 1990, 3 days after the Iraq Army invaded Kuwait. The dude's check, however, is dated September 11th, 1991, indicating that the dude is so broke he had to post-date a 69-cent check by over a year. Oh, Bunny's license plate was Lapin, L-A-P-I-N. That's the French word for rap. The dude has a habit of repeating phrases he hears from other characters. The George Bush speech, "This aggression will not stand," is repeated by the dude to the Big Lebowski. Brandt tells the dude that her life is in your hands, which the dude repeats during the ransom delivery. Walter tells the dude that nothing is fucked. The dude repeats it in the limo. Maude Lebowski uses the phrase "parlance of our times." The dude repeats that one in the limo as well.
Yep.
The Big Lebowski says he will not abide another toe. At the end of the movie, the dude abides. He threatens Larry with genital mutilation like the nihilist did in the bathroom. In fact, many of the main characters do the same thing, except not always with the phrases they've heard. For example, the Treehorn thugs say, "Do you see what happens, Lebowski?" when Wu is peeing on the rug, and Walter says, "Do you see what happens, Larry?" when he is smashing the Corvette. Walter says the Chinaman is not the issue here in the bowling alley, and then in the next scene, the Big Lebowski says, "My wife is not the issue here." Jesus uses the phrase, "I fucked you in the ass," and this is later repeated by one of the nihilists and rephrased by Walter as, "This is what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass." And perhaps the most repeated phrase, "What the fuck are you talking about?" is first used by the dude in the first bowling scene and then repeated and paraphrased throughout the movie by the dude, Walter, Donnie, and DeFino. That seems pretty easy to write a script. You just cut and paste.
That's all you got to do.
When questioned, the Coen brothers commented that they never considered the psychological implications of Maude wanting a baby with a man who has the same name as her. The dude drinks 9 White Russians during the course of the movie. He drops one of them at Jackie Treehorn's mansion, so that's the one he didn't finish. So who would you play in this movie?
Jackie Treehorn. And you?
I would be Donnie.
Donnie. Yeah.
I just want to throw in the... What happened? What happened, dude? Phone's ringing, dude.
Phone's ringing, dude.
I think I could do that.
Thank you, Donnie. I think Malibu Police Chief.
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
He'd have been great.
I hate your stupid face. I hate your stupid... There's a lot of perfect casting in the movie.
Yes.
The dude, Walter, Donnie, Jackie Treehorn, Brandt.
Right.
I really can't think of anybody.
Julianne Moore.
Yeah. Well, Julianne Moore, they had her for a week at the beginning of the movie and a week at the end of the movie because she was filming Jurassic Park: The Lost World.
Oh, nice.
All right, so it is time to spin the wheel of names.
Nice.
And I think, if you agree, we should just continue to spin the joint wheel.
Well, I would say you are the winner of tonight's podcast, so it's your choice.
All right, we're going to spin the duplicates list, which is now down 3 movies.
Oh.
So the movies are Fletch, Goodfellas, and Young Frankenstein.
Oh my! We cannot go wrong here.
There's no wrong movie here.
No.
So here we go.
You cannot stop us. You can only hope to contain us. Oh, there it is. There it comes. Ooh. Oh! Oh my! The crowd is going insane.
Irwin M. Fletcher. So that'll be good. Yeah, I've told you that I am reading the Fletch books. There's 10 of them, 11 maybe, and I'm on 3. I kind of lost a little momentum there.
Okay.
But yes, and I won't bore everyone with the differences. I will touch on it a little bit when we do the movie. But there are a few considerable plot changes in the original Fletch.
Okay.
They cut out one entire subplot, which I was glad. When I read it in the book, I'm like, oh, I'm glad that wasn't in the movie. So, well, thanks a lot, Mike.
All right. Thank you. This was fun.
Many of us have herpes.